You are now tuned into the tea list, where the tea is muy caliente, the topics are real, and the healing is intentional. I'm your host, the tea list queen. Welcome to the tea list. And today we're unpacking a conversation that's got everybody talking. I'd rather be single. I've gotten so many comments in my last couple of episodes from men and women saying the same thing. I'd rather just stay single. So why are so many people choosing singleness over situationship, silence over settling, and peace over performative love? Whether you're single by choice or just tired of the dating games, this episode is for you. So grab your cup. We're about to get into it. So you would think with all the dating apps, social media, and options galore, finding someone would be easier than ever. But somehow, it feels even harder to find something real. Dating has started to feel like a job interview. Well, for me, that is. And I say that because I will get vulnerable later on in this episode. I'm not going to just give it to you right now, but it does feel like a job interview. And I say that because there's this one question that triggers me. And whenever a man asks me this question, I run to my best friend and say, doesn't this bother you too? Like, I cannot be the only one. You ready for it? Tell me about yourself. Yeah, it doesn't seem that huge, right? But it feels like a job interview. When the interviewer, asks, well, I have your resume in front of me, but can you briefly tell me about yourself? That's how I feel. Feels like a copy and paste. Like you have to prepare for this question. I'd rather you just get to know me authentically. By communicating with me and hanging out with me, you'll get to know who I am. Because if I have to tell you about myself, it's like I'm selling myself. It's like you're asking me to bring out my representative. Nobody wants that. And I don't want to feel like I am doing that, It's like you're expected to be polished, perfect, and impressive, and smile through disrespect. We are expected to overlook red flags. Why? Because everyone's flawed. He has a court case coming up because he hasn't paid child support in over a year. And now his license, his insurance, everything's suspended. But it's not a red flag. He just probably didn't get to paying it. No, baby. Red flag. That is not a flaw. If he's not taking care of his obligations, you got to go. That was intentional decision to not pay it. And that's just an example. We are expected to accept being an option, but still act like someone's first choice. Guys, please make it make sense here. And after a while, you start to ask yourself, well, I ask myself, is it worth it? Is the loneliness of being single worse than the exhaustion of constantly questioning your value in someone else's life? For a lot of people, the answer is clear as day. They'd rather be single than survive love that feels forced. And I'm with you on that. I don't want to feel like I have to force you to be consistent. And you shouldn't have to. I feel like if I am someone that you really want to pursue, it wouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard. It should come to you easily. But with these dating apps and having all these options, it makes it so hard to find a real connection. So let's just get into the rest of this episode. More and more people are staying single, not because they can't find someone, but because they're tired. Tired of the games, tired of giving more than they get, tired of relationships that feel like survival, not safety. Dating isn't about connections anymore. It's about protecting your peace. And sometimes that means walking alone. Men are tired too, right? They are tired of feeling like their only worth is in how much they can spend, what they drive, or, our favorite one. I'm sure you guys know, right? How tall they are. So they're tired of feeling like they're invisible if they don't fit a fantasy. Let me pull out a statistic for you. According to the Institute for Family Studies, men are increasingly reporting lower interest in relationships, often citing fear of rejection, financial instability, and changing social expectations. Some men report they feel less needed in traditional roles like the protector, provider, which impacts dating motivation. But women are tired too. Tired of feeling like love's therapist, fixer, or placeholder. We are tired of asking for just basic respect and getting called too emotional or too much. According to the Census Bureau data in 2023, more women over 30 are delaying marriage or opting out of it entirely due to independence, career goals, and concerns about emotional labor in relationships. So both sides are exhausted. And instead of settling for love that costs them their peace, more people are choosing themselves. Choosing to stay single doesn't mean you're giving up on love. Sometimes it means you're tired of performing, tired of pretending to be low maintenance just to be loved a little, tired of dimming your lights so someone else can feel bigger, tired of explaining your worth when it should be obvious. Men, I don't know what's going on these days when you're asking women what they bring to the table. I've never been asked that, but I've been watching a lot of Pop the Balloon, and men have been asking these women, what do you bring to the table? Based on how she carries herself, articulates herself, what she has going on, that will indicate what she brings to the table. By asking that question or asking someone to tell you about themselves, you're technically asking them to bring their representative out. And that is like not authentic. It feels disingenuous. Being single today means betting on yourself, choosing peace over pressure, choosing joy over jealousy, choosing solitude over selling yourself short. It's not bitterness, it's boundaries. Now we got to be honest too, right? Sometimes choosing to be single comes from fear, not wisdom. Fear of being hurt again, and I get it. Who wants to have to go through another heartbreak? But if you really genuinely want to be in a relationship, you have to be willing to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is needed in order to be loved. People have a fear of losing themselves in someone's chaos. Who wants to be in a messy situation? Fear of opening up and not being good enough is another thing. So some people aren't protecting their peace. They're protecting their pain. They're building walls, not boundaries. They're calling loneliness healing because it's safer to disconnect than risk another heartbreak. And I get it. Trusting again is terrifying. You've seen what betrayal looks like up close. But healing does not mean hiding. It means learning how to guard your peace without locking yourself away from love. I want to circle back to dating apps. I have my reservations with them, but let me give you some tea and be a little vulnerable here, guys. I did give dating apps a try. I went on a date, I made a connection, and then found out he's saying he's not healed yet. So I'm like, you know what? These dating apps. Like, let me just meet someone in person. At least from that initial interaction, we could see if there's even a spark there, a connection that we want to pursue, as opposed to getting on these apps, having these, oh my God, the conversations sometimes are like so repetitive. How was your night? How are you feeling? How's your day going? Can't wait for the weekend. What's your plans for the weekend? And this is what ticks me. You ask me what my plans are, to not even ask me if we want to go on a date. It's giving pen pal, with these apps. And I don't have time for pen pals. The last minute hangouts. It's 8 p.m. and now you're asking me if I want to go out on a date? Why didn't you ask me throughout the entire day? I'm a woman with natural hair, and sometimes my hair looks crazy. So if I'm going out, especially on a first date, I want to look presentable, right? I want to wash my hair, figure out what I'm going to wear. That's going to take me some time. I get spontaneity, but not for the first couple of dates. Come on. Let's plan something. Let's put something on the calendar so that we're both prepared for it. I get some people are spontaneous. I get that. I'm a planner. I like to plan things ahead. And plus, I'm a mom. I have some consideration. Yes, my parents are the epitome of what support is. Hands down. I have never asked them to watch my son, and they're like, no. So shout out to you, mom and dad. Thank you so much for being there for me and supporting me as a single mom. It ain't easy sometimes, but they always help me. I got to go to the gym, do my girly stuff, hang out with my friends, they're always there. So shout out to you guys. So yes, just because you know I have that support doesn't mean that I don't have respect and consideration for them. So don't ask me in like 8 p.m. So when are we gonna go out? What, 10 p.m.? No. Let's plan something. It don't have to be somewhere expensive. You don't have to be all of that. But let's just plan something. Or they'll ask me what my plans are and then say, oh, I wanted to see you. If you wanted to see me, really, you would have mentioned something from before. That's why I don't want to do these apps anymore. So the man I meet might be in person, should be in person, because I won't be on these apps. I don't know where I'm going to find him from. But yeah, that was my little rant for today. Sorry, guys, but I just had to let it out because it's been bothering my spirit. So thank you guys for allowing me to be vulnerable and open up. I was hesitant about sharing this, but I'm like, I'm talking about being single, and I am one of those people that rather stay single than have to deal with the chaos and the games with dating. Let me just open up and say why I'm choosing that right now. I think the best way to meet somebody is in real life, whether it be at the gym, at church, walking the dog, I don't know. But I think for me, my best bet is in person. So my advice to anybody that is thinking about doing a dating app, maybe minimize the amount of connections, maybe give yourself 5 connections at once instead of having like 20 conversations going on. And honestly, I also feel the best way for them to work is if you pay for them. And I wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one feeling this way about these dating apps. So I went ahead and did some more research. Approximately 37% of US adults have used a dating site or app at some point, with 7% currently using one. About 10% of partnered adults met their current significant other through a dating app. I thought it would have been higher because dating apps are more popular now. I wonder, how successful are they? Some users report feelings of burnout, frustration, and dissatisfaction with the impersonal nature of online dating. So, in response to these challenges of online dating, there's a growing trend of individuals seeking in-person events and interactions to find romantic connections. The shift is driven by desires for more authentic experiences and relief from the fatigue associated with digital platforms. I am that person. I'm like, I don't want to do that no more. Girl, let's go out more. Let's hang out. So, by the way, if you guys have any tips of where single people can hang out and meet, please put me on. My friends and I, we would go out with the intentions of possibly meeting some good candidates, and it's always unsuccessful. And it's not that we're being picky, okay, and just cutting men off because they're not 6 feet. It's just that when we go out, it's just a bunch of other women hanging out. And if there are men there, they're with their partners. So don't come for me. So if you're single right now, ask yourself, am I choosing peace or hiding behind fear? Am I truly at peace in my single season, or am I scared to believe in love again? There's no shame either way. Both require bravery, both deserve respect. But here's the truth. If love feels like a constant war, if partnership feels like sacrificing your sanity, then yes, choosing yourself is not just smart, it's survival. And that's not bitterness, that's wisdom. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you choosing to stay single right now? If so, why? What does protecting your peace look like in your life today? Drop it in the comments. Let's have a real conversation. No judgment, just honesty. And if you're ready to talk more about healing, dating, and finding real love without losing yourself, hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started. Thank you guys for tuning in. Keep on sipping the tea that heals. It's the Tealess Queen. Talk to you later. Love you.